What's one deal that almost broke you, like the one that made you question if this business was even worth it anymore?
An elementary school teacher turning in fake bank statements. I had helped her restructure 5 home loans, like $8 million total.
You hear people say, just wait for the rates to drop. Is that smart advice or fear disguised as patience? Hey, Kubi, what's one deal that almost broke you, like the one that made you question if this business was even worth it anymore?
An elementary school teacher turning in fake bank statements. Okay, the end of the story is better. So at the end of the story, this person ended up taking full responsibility for fraud. But if they hadn't told the truth at the end, which was totally up to them, and I really respect her to this day for doing that, I could have actually been just assumed to be included in, she's the principal of an elementary school. And I had helped her restructure 5 home loans that were probably in excess of like $8 million total in home loans. My commissions were over, I'm just going to say it now, it was a long time ago, it was over $130,000 in gross commissions. And I was so excited, and I find out after the loans were already funded and closed that the bank auditors found that I was given fake bank statements. And they were so well photoshopped that they thought that it must have been me because I was very young, and they thought I was like savvy enough to do that because I do actually do digital marketing, and I do know Photoshop.
Yeah.
But the client was willing to tell the truth and come clean, and she signed a sworn statement that she did it on her own, and I had no idea of that she had turned that into me.
Wow.
Yeah, so it didn't break me, actually. It made me I was broken until she told the truth.
Yeah.
It took months though. So this went on for months. It was a bummer.
Wow, how many months?
3?
Jeez,
It's a long time.
90 days.
Banks don't move fast. Banks don't move
That's
fast.
true.
When they find fraud, they dig and they pull and they start pulling at the ball of yarn. So yes, but she got to keep her home loans by telling the truth.
Wow.
The bank didn't want to go after her. They said, you know what, it wasn't what she hid wasn't like drugs, and wasn't
It wasn't illegal?
It wasn't illegal activity. It was
Okay.
just, she was just hiding large deposits.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't have large deposits unless you document where they came from, and she didn't want to document where they came from, but anyways. Yeah, I'm glad it's over. A long time ago, 15 years ago almost.
Wow.
Yeah, almost 15 years ago.
So let's be real. Are mortgage lenders too strict right now, or are buyers just not disciplined enough with their money?
I think mortgage lenders are too strict, but not in the ways that people think. Mortgage lenders intentionally give consumers very superficial information, so it's like a you problem.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's the same way that people give us prescriptions instead of the root of why we're not healthy. The root of why we don't have good credit is because there's things that we pay on time every month that don't report to our FICO score.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest ones we help people to report, to put on their credit report, is their rent payments, because a lot of our clients that are not owners yet pay rent on time, but that doesn't go to the credit score. And the reason why is because banks make more money keeping us soft with a soft FICO, because they're going to get better credit card rates. They're going to charge us more on car loans. We're going to need them more. We're going to have chances where we maybe have less money every month, so we don't have enough money to repair our car and maybe bounce a check.
Yeah.
They like that. All those things are fees that they're collecting, and they make money on it. So if you can learn one thing from that question, is reach out to Tristan or I, and we have nonprofit help that can get your FICO score almost 200. We have someone that got 200 points in 2 weeks.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's crazy. Now, you hear people say, just wait for the rates to drop. From your experience, is that smart advice or fear disguised as patience?
You could wait for the rates to drop. And my advice to you is, though, if you have the possibility to buy when you can, because that's what the majority is already doing. There's a housing shortage.
Yeah.
We're short houses. We don't have enough. I think we're still short 700,000 homes in the U.S. to keep up with demand. 700,000 people just aren't going to be able to buy a house. So until we find out an innovation to build homes faster, which If I could inspire kids to do something in the future, young people, is study the scale of building and construction faster. That's going to be the future because we need houses.
Yeah.
But guess what? Prices are not coming down anytime soon. They'll just make the houses smaller, or they'll go up, right? Like where we are, we're by the ocean, so we are 9 stories up. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Now, there's this idea you need 20% down to buy a house. Do you think that's mindset keeping people poor?
It doesn't keep people poor. I mean, if you save 20% down, you're not poor. You're definitely rich, and you're smart. But are you building capital, and are you scaling money to keep up with inflation? In most cases, we can't even save money as fast as inflation's occurring. Like the inflation we've had over the last year is troubling. You can't save and keep up. The only way you can keep up is by smart investing, but also doing things that don't cost money to get ahead, being healthy and having a good FICO score. Those are 2 things. And it's not too late. It could be your 2025 New Year's resolution. You could do a resolution right now. 200 points in 2 weeks. We had a client do that. 200 FICO score points in 2 weeks, talking to us about a simple strategy to get their FICO score completely changed.
Wow. Now, I remember we talked a little bit about the banks earlier. When you're up against the big banks, what's the real difference working with someone like Modern Mortgage? Just be straight. Why should anyone trust the little guy?
Look, my mom used to have a saying, it's your friends in low places that'll have your back in life. It's all your friends in high places that when stuff goes down, like, it's not easy. And you may not have anything wrong. What I can tell you is that big banks have designed all their programs to hit scale. So while you may want to buy stock in Bank of America, it's probably not the best place to buy a mortgage. Why? Because it's designed to turn the majority of the people down. Because if they approve too many people that are kind of difficult, there's more paperwork involved. Every time there's a little more paperwork, that costs shareholders money because they don't hit the scale and the speed that they need in order to make profit. And that's what it's all about. And the difference is that you don't need to go to a bank because they're getting the same money from the feds, $1 trillion of debt that we have as taxpayers. You can get your taxpayer money with a mortgage broker with no difference.
That's true. Yeah. If someone's credit isn't perfect, should they wait to buy or find a way to make it work right now?
You can make it work right now because we think different. I mean, it just is facts. We aren't going to just give you a prescription, which is, oh, here, like, make your payments on time for a year. Well, yeah, of course. People want you to keep paying what you're paying for a year because banks will keep making money. What we tell people is take the time to look at your credit differently. There are things you pay for every month that don't get reported to your FICO score. So think about that. If you were to take all that history of all the years that you've rented and you were to take the rent payments and put that on your credit report, what do you think would happen to your score? Minimum, you get 50 points from that. We've seen someone get as much as 200 points in 2 weeks because he had no idea that he just had what we call thin credit. Thin credit is when you don't have a lot of trade lines.
Oh, I see.
You have limited amounts of trade lines. And so he just had only a couple credit cards. Well, he didn't realize that by reporting rent to his credit, 2 weeks later, when we got all the information back that we needed, that got reported to his FICO score, and his score went up 200 points, and it was only like about 13 days, less than 2 weeks. So it changed his life completely.
That's still insane. I can't believe that.
Got the proof.
Okay, so from what you've seen, Kubi, are people over leveraging themselves just to say they own a home, or is that just what it takes to get ahead now?
Look, no matter what, no one tells you have to buy a house and live by yourself. Yeah, a lot of people that are, able to buy homes, they're able to buy a house and have the house all to themselves. But here's the facts. I've seen first-generation communities in this country share the home with their parents, live with uncles, live with family, people that come and work really hard in this country and do jobs that keep our kitchens running, that keep our hotels moving forward and clean, all these tough jobs that we see keeping the streets clean and picking up our trash, and live with other people, and they own homes. The thing that inspired me to get into this industry was when I saw that my dad had helped our housekeeper, who I had seen her clean my room for my whole life. And when I turned 20 and found out that it was going to be a while before I would have her net worth because my dad had helped her buy 3 homes over the years.
Wow.
So we have a housekeeper that has 3 houses. To this day, I still don't know if I have her net worth because she's sitting on real estate for the last 25 years. She can retire whenever she wants. She just works hard because she wants to. So it's something that you have to remember, that you can start winning right away if you have the right conversation and you actually ask the right questions.
Wow.
Yeah.
The housekeeper. Crazy how a housekeeper can own 3 homes. Why can't you? Okay, so this final one. What's one thing about getting a mortgage that no one tells you but can completely screw you over if you don't know?
Oh man, we make a lot of money. I've told people all the time, like, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to, make you like me. If you like me, that's fantastic. The most important thing when we work for you is, are you getting the best possible interest rate, and are you getting the house at the best possible price for where the market's at? And margins matter, because that little 2 or 3% difference today, let me put it to you this way. When your flight takes off from LAX and you're going to New York for the first time, or let's say you've been there before and you're excited, and you have the the butterflies. Do you ever think that if the pilot is off by just 1 degree, okay?
Yep.
So let's say you're starting to buy a house and your purchase price is off by just 1 or 2%. That's it, just 1 or 2%. You think, oh, that's not a lot. Or your interest rate's off by just 0.5%. Going back to the pilot, if that pilot is off by 1 degree, going from LA to New York, going across the country, 3,500 miles, you will literally end up somewhere in South Carolina or north of Maine. You'll end up in Canada. 1 degree crossing the country. That's what that equals over time. So margins matter at the beginning, because this is the starting point. Like, when people say, I want to see the light at the end of the tunnel, this is just the beginning of the tunnel, bro. Like, when people get pre-qualified, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, I'm pre-qualified. Like, I'm pre-qualified for $1 million or $500,000.
Right.
And I tell people, you're not even at the tunnel yet. You haven't even owned a home yet. You're not even there yet. But yeah, it's a step, but you just got to the entrance of the cave. Now we're going to get in the cave, or we're going to come out, or whatever analogy you need to tell yourself. The bottom line is, owning the home is the journey. Actually owning it, that's the journey, not trying to own a home. The day you become a homeowner is the start. That's where it begins.
Yeah.
Now you got to pay it off. Unless your goal is to never pay it off.
Right.
I lose clients because they pay off their houses. It's amazing. I want to lose clients that way. Then I get them back. Why? Because then their kids buy a house. I'm older. I don't care how I look. I've been doing this for 22 years. So thank you, Tristan, for asking. Yeah, like, we're not your friends. People are making a lot of money off of you, and too much money sometimes. And when they make more money, you're off by just 1 or 2 degrees at the beginning, and that equals a lot later. So don't take those little margins for granted, and don't let them take away that 1 degree difference that's going to make you arrive to your destination the way that I believe you can arrive.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that. Mr. Kubi Hernandez, let's get it.
All right.